the end of the NHL lockout nowhere in sight, when the league resumes action, it will face a major marketing challenge. A survey done by Level 5 Strategy Group, a Toronto-based brand analysis firm, found in the case of the NHL and its players, the feelings of the moment by the fans are betrayal at one end of the scale and utter lack of interest. A major issue in CBA negotiations has been hockey-related revenues after the league experienced record revenues of $3.3 billion last season. But 94 days into the second lockout in 8 years, will the NHL be that lucrative again? David Kincaid, CEO of Level 5 Strategy Group, you surveyed over 1,600 people regarding the lockout. What are the feelings towards the NHL's and its players from the information you gathered?
What we surprisingly found was a real slide in the declared level of passion, emotional attachment to the game of hockey in general and the NHL specifically, to the point where we had a third of the respondents basically continuing to say they are passionate but with growing concerns. Another third were neutral, and another third, they've kind of been lost already and they're not coming back. So the level of negativity as a result of the NHL lockout that has not been seen since we did a similar study for BP, for example, after the oil spill in the Gulf. So it's a very, it's an alarming state.
That being said, you just brought in the BP tragedy and basically the damage that was done there to that company. When you compare that to a sports brand, you just mentioned that you don't think fans are coming back. Will the NHL, if it loses the season to a lockout, will the brand be able to recover?
Well, I think the short answer is yes, but it's going to require some very serious damage control. Even amongst those third who declared themselves to be passionate, their overwhelming number of negative emotions were being driven by the NHL situation. So, you know, as with any lockout, I'm sure the fans will want the sport back and will want to be back involved with the NHL, but the level of negativity that we're seeing is so extreme that I think the lesson that the league, the owners, and even the sponsors of the game need to take into account is that it just won't be returned to normal. There's some damage control that has to be executed here in order to get the fans back at the passionate level that they once were.